Hey everybody, welcome back. We're playing the weekly. That's right, we're playing the weekly. I played the weekly for like 3 hours on stream yesterday, and I did not do very well, but also I was fighting off an illness that our baby has come down with. She's feeling better. I'm feeling good, but yesterday my brain was not working very well. Let's be a legendary slacker, man. I think my brain was just, it was diverting all effort to trying to, what the heck? Trying to fight off whatever the heck we got. By the way, that's also the reason that the Super Auto Pets bespoke videos on YouTube have been a little slow. So I'm hoping we're on the down slope of that. And we're going to be able to start putting out the once daily. Not just so that I put out the once daily video, but also so that I don't fall behind in the SAP meta, man. Because, like, this game moves fast. And this crew is good. We can win this one. I know how it looks. We can win this one. Look at that. No sweat. Okay, we took some bad units in order to get some level up potential. I would rather combine you. We could do some tempura shrimp here. You're not wrong. You could do some tempura shrimp, but I'm not sold on it. I am sold on a yak being playable. I am sold on a level up. Honestly, I think you could persuade me to take a blowfish. Now, I'm not necessarily... I think I'm going to freeze both of these. I'm not necessarily convinced that the blowfish is going to be something we're going to build around, but for the current moment, yeah, I think it could be something we could hang our hat on. Okay. Well, the moth kind of blew a hole in that one. We technically only lost by one attack. We're one attack away from a draw, so I'm not crying. We also got another level up if we want it. I don't think we care for our cockroach. Believe it or not, I think the yak scales better than our blowfish because it gets guaranteed stats every turn. So forget that. I'm just thinking, I support what we're doing here. The yak getting to 10 HP, I think it could get disgusting. That gives us a long way to scale. We would love to have like a pill bug or something to give it stats a little bit more easily, but it is what it is. It's okay. I'll take that. Nice little snipe. Their whole thing is they want to create as many units as possible. Well, we stop them from creating a unit. That feels good. Guess what? We win these. And we're going to level up our Marmoset next turn. Get a tier 4 unit, potentially. Potentially. I think that's more than good enough. For sure. Now, I would say sell your cockroach. Let's do ourselves a favor. I think you definitely also sell the Marmoset. See what the reroll gives you. We'll add a yak. We'll buff our yak. Let's move the blowfish just back a little bit. We'll have the hawk snipe. I'm not a fan of getting like too precious over where the hawk is going to shoot. Because, you know, every time you think you got a soul read ready to go, I'm sure you could puzzle out like where the highest yield locations are. But mostly I try not to worry about it all that much, okay? And I think that is going to lead us to success here, mostly because they had a 4 squad, thankfully. I mean, Hawk early is just, it's high value. I think you could use one of these. I don't think we actually care if our blowfish gets any stronger. I like a turtle, but I don't know if there's a way to make it work here. Why don't you take a little bit more gas? Roll me. I still don't support this. We're in a... That's very nice, I think. I think we're in a bit of a holding pattern right now until we see what our next shop looks like. And we are going to be able to get a tier 6 unit, I think, which is, you know, very good for us. This might be one where we just build around, like, one good unit like this yak that's hanging out here. We screwed up their turtle. We screwed up their microbe. The seahorse is incredible. I can't believe it. Yeah, we might just build around like one big unit, and then the rest of the squad is just like maybe snipers. Something that gets, it has a good effect like on the start of battle, but we'll see. Skunk could also be good. Sorry, we're getting a tier 5, not a tier 6. I liked what the seahorse did for us. Lionfish is just amazing. I think we could sell the blowfish and the hatching chick, run a lionfish, we'll put it second back right now, and then go Honestly, I think we have so much HP. Let's invest in like an early grape. Because the skunk doesn't, I mean, a 4-6 level 1 skunk versus a 3-5 level 1 skunk is not really what we need. What we need is to, what the heck? What we need is to, get a level 2 skunk. I'm not sweating that loss. I think we set ourselves up with the grape for scaling in the future. I still like what our seahorse is doing. I re-roll. I would add a hawk. Yes, I would roll again. I think that we might be getting close to the yak. I mean, the yak really needs a cucumber more than anything else. But let's give it 1 for now. I mean, it's basically like we get the 2 attack for free, and you get closer to a level. I think we just went up against a good team last time. You don't need to pivot your whole squad just because you went up against a good team. We screwed up their turtle. Their turtle's gonna buff their cricket, which is not what they want. They do have 2 strong units, though. And I, on the other hand, do not have 2 strong units. I have 1 strong unit. And it's all starting to fall apart. Okay. Now we're on lethal, but level 2 skunk. Hammerhead's not gonna do it. Now, lemon is better than garlic, but I don't think we can afford to deploy our meager resources on it. I think you can dump a seahorse, and we have to start thinking about, like, maybe a moose can do something, but the moose has to go off, man. I think this is fine. Let's freeze up the whole shop, roll once for food, buy another skunk. You're going to get a 4-4 buff backwards. You're a 4-6 yourself, which is no slouch. You can all get on frozen. I would like to have 1 more good unit. But their skunk, or sorry, my skunk, I think is going to make this workable. I mean, that's a solid skunk. I'm a little bit, many people would tell you, devastated by the fact that they hit like 4 crits in a row, and I want to cry and go, like, dig a hole and go live in it somewhere. But that's okay. We'll just start up another one instead. It definitely was not pure luck. Copium. I like this already. Will be how about a dizzy doggy? The perfect start for the frilled dragon is 2 crickets. You can't get any better. Now, that doesn't even mean we win. It just means it couldn't get any better. But it also means we win. So, we take these because that's an early level up potential. Freeze this because it's a good food. No fainting abilities and nothing that gives us a level. I'm going to invest in my frilled dragon. Should be 3-6. Pretty strong for the early game. Yeah. It 2-for-1s, which I think is reasonably good. Dude, I don't see a way we could lose this. I see many ways we could win this. Look at that. Okay, the team might not be perfectly set up for 10 wins, but it's got 2, so it's already further there than any other team could possibly be. Honestly, for now, combine me and then buy a pug, and you'll spit out a slightly better cricket. It's a complicated... Well, now you won't, but we could get you to spit out a slightly better seahorse, I guess. You know what we did, though? We took away a feint trigger. Let's drop it back. I don't think this team is that good. But I do think it's okay. The Seahorse level 2 ability is, in my opinion, not that much better than level 1, except moving their toucan to the back is insanely good. That's amazing. Because now their toucan, well, it might have already had no benefit. Never mind. I'm giving myself too much credit. But that did something. That's okay. We're on 3. I want none of this. I do want you, but I want you on a level. You gotta go soon. Like, you're just not that good anymore. So let's actually buff this cricket, as insane as it may sound. Let's keep rolling. I was just gonna say, for more units we already got. Sure. And we'll freeze this other pug. I'm kind of okay with this. I think what we want our pug to do is to turn this level 1 turtle, which is weak and useless, into a frickin'... You know what I'm about to say. Into a level 2 turtle that's the best to ever do it. I do have a feint trigger. You're going to take my melon armor. And yet, We still managed to make it. No sweat. Okay, we're riding the curve perfectly right now. Give me this first. I mean, I think I would rather have you than a frilled dragon, but we don't need to do that yet, because we can start here. Now, an eel going to level 2. I gotta think about it. So it would be a 5-4, which would then make it a 5-8, and it's only turn 5. Like, that's pretty good. I think you can start there. And also getting the melon armor is great, don't get me wrong. We're going to play it a little different, okay? We're going to play it like this. Now, I don't think I'm going to take you any further, but I think I do want to save things that make our eel better. Meat's not necessary. No, I don't think anything here is necessary. I think this team is good, though. I think it looks worse in the shop than it'll look in battle. The only thing we have to keep in mind is we need to keep... Right, it wasn't a 5-8, it was a 7-8. We need to keep the pug's attack higher than the eel's attack, if possible. Man, you really want me to get a level 3 seahorse, huh? Well, I think this can also pop off pretty quick. Why not give it a chance? With the cricket's probably not sticking around. The seahorse is probably more valuable. I use probably a little loosely there, but I still think this team can go, man. So you're going to be a 7-7, which is going to make you a 7-14 with melon armor. Can we... I was just going to... Well, okay, that didn't work out the way I thought. I thought it was going to work out and we were going to screw up their turtle placement. Instead, we just shuffled them both in place. Look, if I can be honest with you, I'm not disappointed in that one because we're just not beating, you know, a 25-25 dog on turn 7. That's just not in the... It's not in the cards for anybody. Scale me. I know you can do it. I know you can scale me. Get the cricket out of there. Add a skunk. I mean, this will be devastating if the pug is not good. If it's not good enough to keep us alive, then what are we even doing here, you know? Like, it's supposed to be a workable unit. We got it under, like, the best conditions you could ever ask for, and yet here we go finding ourselves losing to a jellyfish. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. Level me anyway. I mean, at this point, you didn't do it for us. You got to go. You got to come out here and stay. You got to take more. Oh, but then we got to give some to our pug, hopefully, to get it to go fast. At this point, no, it doesn't matter because you've already leveled. You might as well take it. Now, do we want our pug to buff a seahorse instead? I suppose, in theory. And we'd rather keep a cow. Its stats are just better right now. The pug goes up a little bit. I suppose we should have had the pug buff a skunk, right? I suppose at the time being, I would actually rather just have a pug buff a skunk to begin with. We needed to sell the level 2 there, by the way, so we could still get the enough gold to purchase the skunk. Okay, okay. In my heart of hearts, I feel like this team is good enough. You've copied my feint effect, but you've had your HP absolutely destroyed. What is this double squirrel spider team? It's the craziest to ever do it. Finally, the eel did what I needed it to do, though. I mean, 5 wins is somewhat respectable, but I think we got more in us. If you're the only workable unit on our team, you should actually upgrade to a carrot. If it psychologically feels better, then sure. Think of it as... I still just like that. Instead of thinking it as buying a cucumber then a carrot, think of it as buying a cucumber and then a croissant. You're too strong until... No, you're a turtle. You piece of crap. You turtle piece of crap. Okay, you know what? Still working we're working the kinks out. That's another 5 wins. How do we like this one? Here's what I like. I like a moth. I don't like any of these other units, but you at least give us some sell value later. And you have HP. Desync error. It happens. Which means you actually are a better target. Spotted eyes. Doesn't it sound like a British dish? Like, oh, you haven't lived until you've had the spotted eyes of the cockroach and moth? Sounds like the name of a pub. That's the I'll add a Rap Genius annotation to the joke if you wish. Now, you're going to level up. That's very nice for us. I think for now, I'd do it like this and this. Because we could still get a level on the mouse. We didn't, but now we have a 6-5 cockroach at the front. That's going to level up next turn anyway. Unfortunately, the math was not good. And we're going to lose this one. This is inverted, though. Because I feel like last time, I had an amazing early game and then fell off. This time, I'm like, dude, we could do something. So I know how this sounds. But by buying a mouse, we're basically paying 3 gold for an apple. And we get an extra 1 gold refund. And we get to see another tier 3 unit in the shop. So I actually stand by this and support this. Now, I think this is fine. This is now going to be an 11-6 unit. I think we would love to get a second hatching chick out there. And I also think that there are worse things in this life, in this pack, than getting a level 2 hatching chick, because scaling is very hard to come by. Okay, I'm so sick of my units getting killed by their moths. My units are supposed to kill your units thanks to my moth, not the other way around. It's all right. We were very close. I still feel great about this team's future prospects. I'm not selling you yet. There's no need. Although, no, because then we'd be buffing a cockroach. We don't want to buff a cockroach. Yeah, don't buff a cockroach. I will buy 2 of you. I'll freeze you for a moment. And I'll add you. Because we definitely still want to get a level next turn. This team is actually good. The fact that we have 0 wins. I mean, at this point, it's the copium is reaching lethal levels, sir. Look at, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is how it's supposed to go. We're supposed to rip them up. Not because I deserve it, but because the team deserves it. Now, think about this for a second. I don't really like respect any of these units, so to speak. But we need a unit to buff. And I think we learned that a yak is not it. I think what we want to, I think we want to sell you. You're going to think I've lost my mind. Sell the mouse, because it has no future. It's a dead end. Buy a turtle, and then start buffing the turtle. Give it some utility beyond just its shell, which is also incredible for the record. Level me. I think you can go. And I think all of a sudden you become kind of an incredible target, probably the other way around, for a hatching chick. And moreover, I think the porcupine is definitely one of those things where I'm like, it's never worked for me, but what if this is the one? And I say that every time. But if we can get that, well, now we have already got it. We get that level 2 hatching chick. We start permanently buffing the porcupine while we still have a decent amount of HP. And it can pay some serious dividends, man. Like, take the level. Take a cucumber. We don't want you to take the buff from the turtle yet. I think we can totally add a lynx. And the lynx will do 8 damage to a random unit at the start of the turn. That's not bad. I also think you totally can benefit from some broccoli. Because the more hurt triggers you get, the better. And then, sure, you getting a level 2 turtle. Even though I don't, you know, a melon will steal a hurt trigger from the porcupine. I think if it has good stats, it's still worth doing. Your toucan has been sniped. I think that's okay. I think it's okay. Oh my god, we lose these? Jellyfish? I can't live in a world where jellyfish is good because it's the only scaler, okay? I just can't. We're gonna have to figure out a way around it. I don't respect anything here. I don't want a second lynx. And I'm happy with my cockroach for now. I'll add a lynx to the ecosystem. We could freeze a grape too. Like there's a lot of things we could do in a pinch here. For now, I mean, if turtle is going to stick around, which it will, we should give it a grape so that we still have, you know, we get the financial benefit from it. I think in this pack, 2-2 scaling, like, might be enough to be pleased. Though you may laugh at me. You may call me names. The 2-2 scaling from the hatching chick on the right unit, I think it can make a difference. Now, I think I like. I don't like right now. I like this. A pair is definitely a great, like, consolation prize if we get nothing else. Now, I almost feel like you should just be up at the front. No, because then the cockroach is getting buffed. Okay. We still, a 6-9 cockroach will be sold unless we get like a hammerhead or something. Although it is making our links a little better too. But I don't think that's, the links is not like a build around. Thanks for the snipe, buddy. Thanks for the snipe. Okay, hold on. He's proving himself. He's going off. He's trading his MG for a white Chrysler LeBaron. Level 3 links. Level 2 links. And a cat. Certainly, I think there's a few paths. One would be level 3 turtle. Fox could even pop off. But I think we could sell our cockroach, even though it makes our links markedly worse. Buy the cat. The links... No, you can't do it that way. Buy foods. Especially distributed foods. You know what? Sell the links. I hate to say it. Sell the hatching chick. I hated to say that even more. But I think it's the right decision when we have a food scaler of this quality. I would love the chocolate, but it's a hard sell. Here's what I do like. Go ahead, take 2 HP away from me. We can't sell anything here. Take 2 HP away from me to add 2 attack away from me to add 6 HP. Absolutely. And we want to see more foods like this. Not like that though. Like this. Okay, this is fine. I don't even... Usually I find myself having to say this team like is better than it looks. This team actually looks good. And we're going to get the turtle benefit here. I almost can't believe it. Porcupine's going off. It's all... This all comes down to the cat right here. So we're on 5 wins. Time to not stall out for the first time ever. Sell a cow. Buy some stew. Hit the porcupine. I love it. Honestly, at this point... You're getting enough attack. I hate to say it. Or you're getting enough defense. You need some more attack. I'm thinking. You know what? Here's how you roll this one. Put a pug out there just for a moment. We got a level 2 porcupine. We're in a weird place where like I want to invest in our future, but I also don't want to give anything away for free. Not sweating it. No sweat. No sweat. I think we wiped the whole team. We didn't really need a level 2 porcupine to do that, but how do we know that before we see the enemy team? Could have gone up against a 50-50 dog. So we'll buy you. You can still exist as far as I'm concerned. Distributed foods, please. Okay, well, you always are going to like sell. You're always going to buy a cow. You're getting too strong. So I actually believe we should start to buff this lynx. That might get more of a benefit from being behind the porcupine. This is a 6/6 buff. I think you got to give it to the lynx, man. Walrus is really good, but it kind of doesn't cooperate well with the turtle. Unless you put it behind the turtle, in which case... Sure. In which case it would be pretty good, I think. We made it to 6. It's my best run ever. I can't believe it. This team is looking scary, I'll admit. But, is it? What have you done? You did it to yourself. And that's what really hurt. We beat a really good team there. I still love the 6/6 buff. Are we really putting a walrus out there? I think it's like one too many units that doesn't do anything. We'd basically be replacing a cow with it, which is obviously good, but... I don't know. We take it too much. That's the excuse I'm going to tell myself. We take it so much that I don't want to take it here just because... And we got to do distributed foods in this situation with the cat. Otherwise, if we're not buying distributed foods, why is the cat here in the first place? Although a porcupine level is also pretty sick. Okay, fair enough. We'll freeze the other one too. That's the excuse I'm going to use, is that we use the walrus so much, especially on the last weekly, that we gotta just be a little bit cooler, be a little bit more flexible with it this time. Hold on, hold on. This looks worse than it is. I hope. I hope. And then equally matched cows. We found a line. I almost can't believe it, but we found a line. Sell the cow, buy a soup. Buy a soup. I would just add another Lynx right now. I know the Walrus is right there. I'm just adding another Lynx. I don't really care to swap people around here. I do care about a 6/6 buff next turn. I do care about having 2 cats so the buff gets even better. I do care about possibly getting a 3rd turtle. This is definitely not a team where I'm like, we can't be beaten. Oh, no. Excuse me, my Lynx? Although, we have a strictly, like, substantially superior version of what they got going on. So that worked out pretty well for us. The Seahorse Shuffle kind of screwed us up a little, but not too badly. So you should get added. Dropped. Added. Holy cow, that's a buff, man. Holy, go back, Jack, and do it again. Don't mind if I do. All of a sudden, our Lynx is strong. But remember, this looks like the Lynx is the greatest unit in the game, but it's really the cats. The weakness is gonna be bad on this one, but not that bad. Potentially, we win these. We draw these by 1 on both sides. I can't believe it. We were in there. Okay, it's all right. Don't cry. Don't pee your pants. Now we don't need any stew. If we could get like some distributed attacks somehow, that'd be beautiful. I don't want to combine my cats to get the cows, and maybe that's a me problem. Why don't you take this? I could regret that for sure. But you know what? For now, I'd be content just adding honey to the squad. The pair itself was like a... Must have been maybe a 6/6. I don't know. The math becomes a little touchy. Smack them. The math works out. The math works. This is the math working. That's 10 wins. Okay. It feels good. You know what feels bad, though? No badges. We didn't get anything to level 3. Either way, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, videos might be a little spotty. We got a lot of plates spinning in the air simultaneously. I appreciate the understanding. We're playing SAP whenever we get the chance, and I'll see you next time. See ya.